Hey everyone, this is going to be not so much of a trading, per se, what I do every day for free here, commentary and trading. This is more of a what kind of trader do you want to become, right? Do you want to become a scalper? Do you want to become a long-term trader, buy and hold? Do you want to be a speculator, buy IPOs? There's a lot of different ways to trade, okay? I prefer to trade indexes. Uh, I think it's a little less risky than stocks. I do own stocks, I do have portfolios, uh, but I let other people handle that. I traded, I've done options and all that, and that's just on a separate account, separate trading account. But over the big picture, I have professionals handling that for me. Okay? Because that's not my wheelhouse. My wheelhouse, particularly, is to know about the assets that I invest in, to know about what the economy is doing, also guiding, how would I say guiding? Uh, Having an assumption of where the trading and risk in my portfolios are. Okay, and that's it. So I need to know what my advisors are doing, and I keep abreast of that, and they're very good at that. And I've been using the same person for over 40 years, 30 years. So that's decent. I am retired. I retired early. I retired in my 40s. I'm in my late 50s now. I trade. So there's nothing holding me back. I could log into a platform anytime, and within an hour, I could have traded a few trades. Easy. When you scalp, that's what I enjoy doing, and what I try to master. Not master, never mastering anything. What I try to do is just get better, and I document all my trading. So I journal. The journaling, had a friend over and he was watching trade, and I was teaching him how to trade, uh, asking a ton of questions, which I like. He goes, "You know what, man? You should put this on public for everybody to watch." So I told him I really don't want a job because that takes a lot of time away from my free time. Funny, right? Hey, but you could charge for it. I don't want to charge. Trading's been good to me. If I gave it away for free, of course I give it away for free, and I'll help people out. If they're legit. But you get a lot of scammers out there, and a lot of people just want to waste your time. They want to, give you likes, subscribe. I'm looking to monetize. If I can monetize this channel, then I'll be around. If it's not worth my while, I'm just gonna just do what I normally do. Right? I trade off camera as well. I trade multiple contracts off. I've done last time I traded was on Friday, and I traded about 60 contracts offline. 60. So I had 120 trades. So you figure 120 contracts. That's buy and sell. So about 62 contracts. So there's a lot more to learn. But I'm pretty much focusing on beginners and pros. I'm not a pro. I'm not a professional, but I'm not hired by a firm. I'm just a retail trader like you. I trade out of my own pocket. No prop firms. No nothing. I don't want to have rules that I got to go ahead and follow that I'm paying for. You pay for prop firms so they could give you and you got to pass their I guess their test. I have no doubts that I could pass. I couldn't pass their tests. But I don't want them to tell me how much I could trade, or if I'm trading too much or trading too little. Makes no sense, right? You can make a ton of money with micro contracts now. The volume is up. You can make it. It costs $40 per contract through a discount broker, typically, to put on a trade on one micro. If you think you're going to hit, millions of dollars off of one micro, probably not. But you could build an account, and you could compound your gains, and that's important. And that's how you move your account up to where you go into minis. So what I basically do is I trade one contract, and I'll only trade one contract in the when I'm recording, because there's a lot going through my head when you think about it. There's a lot going with one contract just reading the order flow. When you have 2, 3, 4 contracts going at once, that's a lot of math. Okay. And sometimes I just burn out. Sometimes I could only trade for an hour with multiple contracts. Okay. It's hard work. This is not easy work. This is not, you flip a coin and go heads or tails. If you want to be successful at this, it's hard work. You got to put the time in. But no one's going to give you this type of content. And you're going to have to look at what other people do and try to figure it out for yourself. And if that's the type of trader you want to be, content like mine and a couple of other traders, out there, trade, they scalp, right? So there's different ways of scalping, all right? My way is momentum and volume. I got to see both. If I don't have any of that, then there's no trade. And I don't trade. No FOMO, sit back and that's it. Position trading, not having a position is still a position. Save your money. The idea is to save your money and build your capital. So at micros, when I first started, there was no micros, there was minis. So you're trading with, money. And you could lose thousands a day. You could, and then people get FOMO. They're scared. They don't want to. People have been paper trading forever and they never get off paper trading. They're just like, maybe it's a game to them. But once you put money into it, your psychological profile changes, okay? Because you're losing money. So don't play with scared money. Best thing to do is get yourself a couple of $100. The best is probably $1,000 if you're going to be doing micros. One contract, okay? One contract. After you have a couple of setups, only one contract. You can make $50, $60 for the day. Don't think you're going to make $600, $700, $1,000 for the day. I mean, it's possible. You can you could do that with compounding. Okay, maybe I'll make if this channel gets monetized, I'll do just one video completely on compounding your gains, and you'll see how fast you could level up. Okay. Anyway, what kind of trader you want to be? You want to be a swing trader, right? Don't be a scalper, right? If you're going to be a scalper, don't swing trade. Okay? The hard game, you got to focus. Just like you go to a doctor. There's an eye doctor, there's an ear doctor, ENT, you got a surgeon, it's a whole bunch of different things. It's specialized. You go to a mechanic. One does tires, one does brakes, specializing. You want to be a scalper? Learn what it takes to be a scalper. Follow the folks that scalp. Don't follow anybody else. If this is your game, if you want to make this a career, that's what you got to do. You got to focus, right? And you got to work on your mental psychology. The psychology is the important thing, all right? Remember, the next trade is just a click away, right? But you're analyzing and you're trading, okay? When you're trading itself and you're relying on how's your internet connection? Am I getting true data? How's my platform running, right? Is there, what else could have affected that you have no control over? Your power in your house, okay? All my computers are set up with battery backups. I have a whole home generator that runs after 5 minutes of being out of power. And I'm in rural America, okay? So I'm in the woods. So, so it's not as like being in the city. Now, battery backups and a generator, all right? If you lose connection, you lose the trade, right? Or, you can win the trade, but I always trade with limit orders. I don't mark it in. So I'm probably the only scalper who doesn't just hit the buy button and sell button. I know where I want to go in. I want to be in control of my entries. I want to be in control of my exits. And I'll manipulate it. I'll never, ever add risk to my trade either. I do a 10-tick stop and a 20-tick target, right? And these are specifically only if we get, a big buy order comes in and takes out my target. I'm okay with that. Okay, that's enough. I'm good with that. That was easy. That's an easy trade. Or if a buy stop comes in and I'm long and it takes me out, I'm only losing a certain amount of money. Now, when the power goes out in your house and you lose your internet or you lose your power and you lose your platform, right? You got to have a way to get in there. You want to be protected. The protection is using targets and stops. I've been burned before, trust me, and didn't have any stops in, lost a ship load of money, and it's not going to happen again, right? If you don't have an account, you don't trade. So focus on what kind of trader you want to be. Learn whatever you can. And if you get it for free, that's even better, right? Trust the person. Look at what the person who's doing the trading. It may not be me. I may not gel with your personality. Find somebody who does, okay? And then use them, all right? Because this is a hard game. This is not an easy game. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, and comment, and share. All right, we need to get to about 3,000 hours of watch time. In other words, a video. I need to have this, videos watching a certain time. I got about 200 or better subs. I need to get up to about 1,000. And once we monetize it, I may do something there. I have a couple of ideas. And it'll be a free deal, so it won't cost you anything. It'll still be on the channel. There are a couple of things like community things that I could do here through YouTube. So that's about it. Let me know what you think, and if you watched the video to now, just a couple of key points. Know what kind of trader you want to be. Learn the psychological portion of trading. Right? Don't trade over your head. Don't trade over your head. It's a journey. Okay? It's not a get rich quick scheme. There's a lot of folks. This is the actual thing before I let you go. To tell you how hard this game is. First of all, most people are full of, SH blank T, okay? When it comes to this type of stuff. This is a hard game, all right? 1% of the traders after 5 years of trading are still profitable. Okay, figure that one out. And look at that. 1% of traders after 5 years are still profitable, okay? And there are traders out there who rely on on courses and stuff, right? To supplement their trading losses, pretty much. I've been profitable, and I don't need it. All right. So, like I said, I'm retired. I don't rely on trading dollars to survive. It's nice to have because I like nice things. So that keeps me going, and I like the process of it. I like the numbers. I like how it goes. Very technical. I love that. And I enjoy that. So I kind of figured, you know what? Why don't I do it? And I kept on trading. And my friend said, make it public. And all I did is flip that switch on YouTube. And now everything's public. So that's it. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll get back to you. If you comment, I'll get back. And if you watch the videos to this point, I appreciate it. And I'll see you later on the next one. All right.